legend that can make big plays. That's what the Taros is for in the classic Kaya Taros matchup. But then if you look at like who megD usually plays, like megD usually plays Wu Shang. So that's typically a more support style character where you also don't have them going in making these gigantic plays like the Taros character that you would normally have in the team comp. So you have two kind of support type characters, and that might not work for the team comp, which is potentially why we see megD coming out with this excuse me, I can't remember the name of this legend, with this Onyx pick, excuse me. So you can bring out that legend that has the big, strong KO power, big playmaking power, especially with that cannon. The explosive potential is huge.
Yeah, and it is always a lethal weapon. No relation to the movies at all. But yeah, no, it is a crazy thing to. Oh no! Already a
He's gonna fall off the bottom.
Recovery. That does feel bad, but hey, you know what? Sometimes things happen here. But just barely missed out on that wall.
Man, I'm surprised the vertical hitbox of the downlight from megD came out. It hit Halo Prince. They have different in-game names.
Not
to
Halo
what the
Prince
names
either.
are.
Halo Prince is the other set.
Halo Prince is the other set. Dude, I'm getting all my Nixes messed up today.
It happens, man. You know, we kind of got like messed up a few times as we were waiting for all these different matches, so it happens, it happens. But as we get dialed back in here, we do see that the red team is looking pretty dominant right now, and, okay, I thought we were going to see megD kind of throw away that stock for a little bit, but no, they are nice and safe. Going to be able to get back down to the stage and still not losing the stock to that recovery.
Man, the Kaya defense holding on, the Onyx defense holding on. Oh, dude, they're both above 200 damage. This is crazy. They have to find a KO here. It's going to be the neutral light from the middle of the stage, but megD's going to trade that one out 1-for-1.
Yep, does lose that one, and but megD, you know, still hanging on here with a 205 as Flower went down, losing their second stock. But I mean, they got 3 stocks before losing one in the process. There we go. Gonna try and even things up a little bit. Still got another stock to go before we can really consider that, though.
Yeah, you saw Flower floating high and right, waiting for megD to spawn back in, so he didn't get caught in anything from vDonny and Antiono. Oh, you see the sweat beads coming out. Can Antiono get back? He does get back. vDonny gets hit with another ground pound sent again. Can Antiono get back? Playing it very slowly before going high. Now in the 1v2, this is going to be really tough. It's 4 stocks. He does have 2, but it's up against 4 stocks from this red team.
Yep, tried to find the opening, tried to catch him slipping over the ledge, but just was not able to find them. Here we go, yep. Gonna be able to pick that one up there. Very well done. Now, 1 stock left against 4. This is pretty much going to be a tough one here. See, I wouldn't be surprised, like, me in this scenario, I would just be like, all right, you know what? I'm kind of cool with just letting this go. I'm just kind of wasting time at this point. Just move on to the next game. But, I don't know, maybe we got, you know, Antiono thinking they could try to figure something out here. Maybe just kind of figure out what options the red team's going to be looking for and try to make a play from that. But that is going to clean that one up right there. The weapon toss, they are going way out there. Never mind, I thought I was going to get it done, but it didn't.
Yeah, he had the dodge to get through that down air from megD, and then Flower wasn't right there to punish it straight after. He doesn't necessarily need to be there right at the moment for that. They still have everything on their side here. It's still likely they're going to win this. I thought we were going to see a cheeky insig coming out. Nice recovery there from Flower to punish. See if we can get the landing punish here. No, Antiono's just going to end up falling all the way to the bottom blast zone. Couldn't get back over to the wall. Didn't have enough movement. Losing game 1.
Yep. So that's all going to fall apart right there. But again, still not a big deal. It is game 1. You know, game 1, we've mentioned it before, especially when you're playing in a best of 5 environment. It's never the end-all, be-all. It's usually, you can use it as a good indicator on how a set would go, but it's really not that much evidence. Blue team, however, did look like they struggled quite a bit. It's not necessarily their fault. It's just that red team, you know, very good players, very dominant in the ways that they, you know, apply their strategies and their skills. So we'll see how things change up here. Maybe they got something a little bit figured out. Maybe we can see a better showing here. Hopefully a W. That'd be cool to see. But we're going to be going right back to Miami Dome-a-Sea.
Yeah, vDonny's Wu Shang was really struggling most of the entire set. Wasn't able to put out any more damage than 200 the entire time. Didn't end up taking too much, but lost all of his stocks very early on. Ended up putting his teammate Antiono into that 1v2 while he still had 2 stocks. So there was a big discrepancy there between the pacing of losing the stocks from the blue team. That's typically not what you want to see, especially going into something like this. It's going to be really tough. They need everything on their side, and it seems like so many of the things are slipping away really early on, and they're not able to regroup. But again, exactly as you said, it's just game 1. Let's see how they respond. vDonny's getting juggled on the Wu Shang. It's not going to lead to a stock loss, which is good for blue.
Yeah.
Oh, and to say that on the other side, and megD just completely carries Antiono. That Nyx, the high defense Nyx, you can't be losing those stocks in orange to the long cannon string.
Yeah, that was definitely a rough spot to be in, but you know what, you kind of mentioned it in the first game, that's kind of what Onyx is capable of doing sometimes, especially with that cannon. Carrying somebody to the blast zone is not something that's uncommon, especially those side blast zones here. And, oh wow, okay, we're still going to be seeing vDonny survive at least a little bit longer here, 176 now. There we go, going to be taking that stock out of there, and right on the offensive, getting him right back, is going to be Antiono taking megD down.
Got the inlight into the neutral air from Antiono. Couldn't find the KO there, and couldn't clean up the edge guard to finally get that stock as well. So Flower's going to be living. Plus 200 damage right now, but there's vDonny to clean it up. See if they can put some pressure onto megD. There are soft platforms because we are on Miami Dome, but megD's actually just going to push far outside to the right, just kind of hanging out there while Flower respawns back in. No damage taken.
Right, gets a little bit of damage on the recovery. Tried to look for her down air, just wasn't able to find it. A lot of dancing around here. Throwing out some moves, some stray hits. Nothing super concrete, some onesies, twosies. There we go. Nice little pickup. But we did have a nice interruption as well, but still going to get caught up yourself. Losing the stock. Process Antiono down to their final stock here in game 2. And it's definitely looking much better than game 1, but it still is looking like it's going to be a bit of a dominant game here for Red Bull.
There's the inlight. Yeah, it's just been like megD's been having these like tiny moments of pausing where like he takes just a second from like what he's doing in the moment to then see if he can find a follow-up off of Flower. So his follows have been great so far. He's not like wasting any time only searching for the follow-up. Nice neutral signature to get the KO there. There's the D-Sig, and Flower ends up getting caught right after that with the inlight into the N-Sig. So that's a failed punish from Flower. So allowing the hit on megD, failing the punish, and then getting caught right after.
Yep. And hey, you know what? We're at least one stock better here in this game 2 for blue team. But you're still going to be caught up in a 2v1 scenario, and things are going to be a little bit tough. I mean, yeah, you could definitely try to find a way to get megD out and then see if you can make something happen against Flower, but that is a tall order. Something very tough to be asking of your teammate.
Yeah, Antiono wasn't able to do it with 2 stocks. Now we're going to see if vDonny can get it done with 1. He's looking at 3, like you said, instead of the 4 from last time. He does take 1, so now he's only looking at 2. Does the weapon toss up. It doesn't make contact with Flower, so he does pick up the weapon, but then he gets hit right after, potentially forcing the edge guard here. That bounce pass. The D-Light into the ground pound. There's going to be a little bit of team damage on it, but it's also going to secure the KO at the exact same time. Red team now going up another game against vDonny and Antiono.
Yep. Again, it did look a lot better, though. There's definitely some chaotic moments that could probably be reeled in here just a little bit. But you know what? Again, that's kind of the nature of 2s in general. It's controlled chaos in a nutshell for the most part. Sometimes you do get these moments of brilliance and just absolute perfect execution, but it usually comes down to those 2v1 scenarios, not when everybody is on the screen at once. But looks like no character changes here. We're going to be going right into the next game, see if we can make something happen. Demon Island, though, so we do have a change of scenery at the very least.
Yeah, remember what we saw throughout this entire weekend. Anytime we're on Demon Island, expect an extremely volatile game. We have the KO potential that Onyx brings to the table. We also have a really high-strength Nyx. We haven't seen the neutral signature on the blasters coming into play just yet, but that can also be something that steals stocks away, way in yellow, way in orange as well. Oh, they weren't able to get the follow-up off of that. If you did, then maybe Antiono can push up back towards the edge once the damage starts building, and then you grab at least a neutral signature on one person and spike him down, get the KO, and then force the 1v2 with the man advantage on the other.
That was super unfortunate. We got the weapon toss there from vDonny, but like just wasn't able to pick up the weapon as he actually, I think, got caught by the side light from Antiono. They were able to pick up the weapon. Not a big deal, though. They do end up losing the first stock despite having a really good start, getting some nice team combos to rack up some solid damage, but fortunately, they do lose that first one.
Yeah, that was a great interruption from Flower there. Go ahead.
No, that was it.
There's another D-Light from the side air, and the side light, and another D-Light side air from Flower. He's looking so solid early on in this game. He still hasn't lost his first stock. He's done a ton of damage already in this game. megD does end up losing his first, but okay, that's now a full team wide. vDonny actually doing a great job with his survivability. Coming in with that side light, not afraid. He does end up getting hit unarmed KO off the top from Flower, but it was about his time.
I do like that Antiono is just kind of like getting aggressive off the stage there too. It doesn't matter that your teammate is, you know, still trying to come back from losing their stock. You're just going to do your thing and try to make something happen. So I do like that aggression coming out. we go. Get the stat. Not gonna do too much else with it.
Dude, I gotta watch vDonny, man. He's been doing such a good job of just straight up not taking damage. He hasn't been just running away, and all of a sudden, is this gonna change? Yeah, he got the dodge. That's when the sidelight stare came out from megD. He's just gonna actually go over and try and press the man advantage. Even following up off of the double D-light from Flower. He has been nailing the follow-ups after his sidelights. He's been doing such a great job.
Yeah, there was a really good interruption there coming from vDonny too to pretty much preserve Antiono's last stock. But things are looking a little bit rough. Okay, tries to go for that sick. Not gonna be able to find that conversion there. Alright, we're just kind of sick the wrong way, but still, we find another way to get that stock either from vDonny. And not too long after, Antiono's gonna be following suit. And again, it's looking a bit like last game here.
That was a great job from Flower and megD coming in with the sandwich on that little pincer attack. It was the D-light from Flower. Now they grabbed... Oh, they're ready for it. They are ready for it, and I think that KO'd, like, about as early as it possibly could by forcefully sending into the blast zone, because it took a little bit of while of travel distance from the neutral signature, a lot of air time, before he actually got the KO off of that, but it was well placed. They started it in such a great spot so they could find that KO early on in the orange. Like, you're looking at their damage numbers, and yeah, Flower did 596, and megD